Some of us are new in this journey and this walk as people who are new as law keepers. There are things that you need to know. And it is the responsibility of those that know to help those who don't know. That's the responsibility of those who know the law. They are supposed to help those who don't know. So what we're going to go through right now is Sabbath. How to keep the Sabbath. How to keep the Sabbath day is what we're going to go through. Because when I began to keep the Sabbath, I didn't know how to keep the Sabbath. I mean, generally, you know that day is a worship day, going to work. But that's not all. That is not all. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to just not going to work, not cooking, not buying, not selling. There's a lot more to it. And that's what I want to share with you right now. And I want to make it very simple and very brief. So in order to make it very simple and brief, I'm not going to go through something that you know already. I'm not going to go into the scriptures about not buying or selling or not cooking, because you know those things already. Rather, I want to take you to a place that you may not be familiar with. And that will be the book of Isaiah chapter 58. So my brothers and sisters, please, listen carefully. Follow this closely. Follow this, because it's very important. I don't want you to be wasting your time on the Sabbath day, because if you do certain things on the Sabbath, you're breaking the Sabbath. And you might actually be doing this without even realizing it. Sabbath day is very sensitive. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58. Do I have a brother to read that for me? Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58. Yes, verse 13 and 14, brother.
Isaiah 58, verse 13 and 14. If thou wilt turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yah, honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yah has spoken.
Okay, thank you very much. So this place is very, very powerful. Like as I said before, I want to keep this very brief and just focus on things that you may not know. You know that we're not supposed to walk on the Sabbath. We're not supposed to go to work on the Sabbath. We're not supposed to buy on the Sabbath. We're not supposed to cook on the Sabbath. You know those big ones. But there's a way we're supposed to conduct ourselves on the Sabbath. There's a way we're supposed to conduct ourselves. Again, I want to focus on those areas that you don't easily see or you may not even know. So one thing you have to understand, you must realize that Sabbath day is a holy day. It's a holy day. One day in the week, just one day, we're told to rest. We're told to do nothing. Worship and rest. Eat. Pray. Study. Sleep. So what is holy? Set apart. The Most High Yah said that we are holy people. We are a holy people that He has set apart for Himself. Sabbath day is a holy day. A set apart day. And see, I didn't really want to go into the law, but we will go into the law so that you can see something. Because, you see, the Most High said, He actually said that that we should keep the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. So we are the one that keeps it holy. We are the one that keep the Sabbath day holy. Individually. So there are things that we cannot do on the Sabbath. There was a time I would buy a movie. I will have lots of food. On the Sabbath, I will relax and just watch movies. Just watch movies. DVDs that I bought. I don't do that anymore. I no longer do that. There's no way I can ignore Isaiah 53. Do you see in Isaiah 53? I'm sorry, Isaiah 58. Did you see that the Most High is living it up to us because He's testing us? The King of Kings is testing us to see what we will do. That's what this is all about. Sabbath is a personal thing. He allowed us to see how we are going to observe it. Are we going to do it the way He told us? Are we really going to keep it holy? So, if you try to talk to me on the phone on the Sabbath day, let's say you want to call my personal phone and you want us to discuss something, or no, unless it has to do with the law. Unless you're calling me about the law and you have question about the law. So I thought my phone, I don't like to answer phone calls. Personal phone calls, no, not on the Sabbath. No. Not even my family members. I don't even talk to my... So what I try to do is that if I have to talk to my closest family member, I do it the day before the Sabbath. I do it the day before the Sabbath. Well, you have been here and seen me on the Sabbath. And we will be on from morning till night. So usually sometimes. How many times do you see me on the phone with your family members? And you can clearly see that I don't do it. So please take a very close look at Isaiah 58. The reason why I'm doing this is for your salvation, my brothers and sisters. Because it's not enough to take off that day from your work. It's not enough not to cook that day. It's not enough to just rest that day. I got a question last night. And the person was asking if they can walk around in their garden today. Can they go out to their garden? So let me just look at let's look at the word of the Most High Himself, and so you can see how important this is. Look at the first time He gave us the Sabbath. Is Exodus chapter 16 from verse 16 to 30. Exodus 16 to 30. Like as I said, I wanted this particular presentation to be different from regular how to keep the Sabbath, because I want to focus on things that you may not know. I don't want to spend time on what you know, because you already know that. I want to focus on the ones that you may not know. You may not know that you shouldn't be going to Facebook, Twitter. These social medias should be off on the Sabbath. They have to be off on the Sabbath. You cannot keep the Sabbath day holy by doing the exact same thing that you do on a regular day. Because we're supposed to keep it holy. We're supposed to set it apart. You know, like when you set something apart, like we set this Skype apart to be used on the Sabbath and on the new moon. So the day of the Sabbath is supposed to be set apart. The time I spend with you here, I don't spend with you on a regular day, but I do it on the Sabbath. The clothes I'm wearing here, I don't like to wear on a regular day, but I wear it on the Sabbath. So we have to do something to make the Sabbath a Sabbath, meaning that we cannot do the things that we do on a regular day. Exodus 16 from verse 16 to 30. This was the first time our ancestors received the law about the Sabbath. And look at what the Most High told them. He said, Exodus 16 from verse 16. This is what Yah had commanded. Gather as much as each of you needs, an omer to a person according to the number of persons, all providing for those in their own tent. Verse 17, Exodus 16:17. The Israelite did so, some gathering more, some less. Verse 18. But when they measured it with an omer, those who gathered much had nothing over, and those who gathered little had no such shortage. They gathered as much as each of them needed. Verse 19. And Moshe said to them, let no one leave any of it over until morning. But they did not listen to Moshe. Some left part of it until morning. It bred worms and became fuel. Moshe was angry with them. Verse 21. Morning by morning they gathered it as much as each needed. But when the sun grew hot, it melted. Verse 22. On the sixth day, they gathered twice as much food, 2 omers apiece. When all the leaders of the congregation came and told Moshe, verse 23, he said to them, this is what Yahweh has commanded. Tomorrow is a day of solemn rest. Tomorrow is a day of solemn rest. A holy Sabbath to Yah. Bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil. And all that is left over, put aside to be kept until morning. Verse 24. So they put it aside until morning as Moshe had commanded them, and it did not become foul, and there was no worms in it. Verse 25. Moshe said, eat it today, for today is a Sabbath to Yahweh. Today you will not find it in the field. Verse 26. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is a Sabbath, there shall be none. Verse 27. On the 7th day, some of the people went out to gather, and they found none. Verse 28. Yahweh said to Moshe, how long will you refuse to keep my commandment and instructions? Verse 29. See, Yahweh has given you the Sabbath. Therefore, on the 6th day, he gives you food for 2 days. Each of you stay where you are. Do not leave your place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. Verse 31. And the house of Israel called it manna. It was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. So the Most High wants us to stay indoor. Don't go out. Stay indoor on the Sabbath. Stay indoor. You jump over to chapter 31. Chapter 31 of the book of Exodus, from verse 12 to 18. Yahweh said to Moshe, you yourself are to speak to the Israelites. Ye shall keep my Sabbath, for this is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, given in order that you may know that I, Yahweh, sanctify you. You shall keep the Sabbath because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it shall be put to death. Whosoever does any work on it shall be cut off from among the people. Verse 15. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall be put to death. Therefore the Israelite shall keep the Sabbath, observing it from throughout their generations as a perpetual covenant. Verse 17. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel, that in 6 days Yahweh made the heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. Verse 18. When Elohim finished speaking with Moshe on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 tablets of the covenant. Tablet for stone, written with the finger of Elohim. So, back to Isaiah 58, my brothers and sisters. Isaiah 58. 13 and 14. Isaiah 58. If you refrain from trampling the Sabbath, from pursuing your own interest on my holy day, if you call the Sabbath a delight and a holy day of Yahweh honorable, if you honor it, not going your own ways, nor pursuing your own affairs. Verse 14. Then you shall take delight in Yahweh, and I will make you ride upon the heights of the earth. I will feed you with the heritage of your ancestors Jacob, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. So what I really want you to see here is in verse 13. And this verse 13 is the reason why we can go to Facebook. We cannot go to Facebook on the Sabbath. We cannot go to Twitter on the Sabbath. Even YouTube. Okay. It's just one day. We're not talking about 3 days here. Just one day. You have to let that phone go. You have to turn that phone off. Isaiah 58, 13 and 14 from King James. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. Your pleasure on my holy day. Your pleasure on my holy day. Your pleasure on my holy day. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. 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 That's why there's no sex on the Sabbath. No sex on the Sabbath day. We can pursue our own pleasure. This is so serious. I don't even do videos on the Sabbath. Like I don't edit videos. I don't do things that can be considered to be the work of the Most High. I try not to do that. So you have to understand that we are told to keep the Sabbath apart, set apart. So say you have 7 oranges. Then you're supposed to pill, and you're told to set one apart. So if you set one apart, then you cannot do to that one what you do to the rest of the 6. Sabbath day is a holy day. And Sabbath day cannot be Sabbath day until I set it apart. I usually like to put my phone on airplane mode. I have 2 phones. One of them is already right now on airplane mode. So you can call me all you want right now on WhatsApp. You're not going to get me. You can call me for 100 million times right now. You will not get me on the phone. Because I set it on airplane mode. I don't go to Facebook on the Sabbath. On a weekly basis, on a daily basis, I watch videos on YouTube. I do. I watch videos on YouTube. But I don't watch those kind of videos. I don't watch videos on a Sabbath. I don't like to watch the kind of video like on YouTube on a regular day. I can open my app on YouTube and see a video of a dog or some funny cat or something. And I will click it and watch it. But I won't do that on the Sabbath. And if I do, that means I'm lying to you. Why would I want to lie to you about this? So I go through great length to avoid these things on the Sabbath. The day after the Sabbath, I turn my phone on. Messages will come in. I will go through them. I can watch a video for 5 hours if I want to. Why? Because that's a regular day. On a Sabbath day, I cannot do that. I want you to remember, don't pursue your own pleasure. Don't pursue your own pleasure. Do not pursue your own pleasure. 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 So let me give you an example. This is just an example. I know that the sister that did this did not know. I know that she did not know because she's new. She doesn't know this. And I know that she's not going to do it again. But let me use what she did as an example. So for example, she was posting a video for us yesterday. She posted some good video. One of them I watched and I really liked it. Because you see a Gentile confessing that their medical system is a lie. She was confessing that their medical system is a lie. And she herself, being a doctor, when she got cancer, she was not healed through their so-called medical system. You know, the one that our people are trusting on today. See, some of them that realize what's going on, when they get sick, what do? They start looking for herbal medicine. Who gave us herbal medicine? The Most High. Sirach 38. Sirach 38. Sirach chapter 38. That's where you find information about the medicines that the Most High gave us. The way that we're supposed to be healed. So a video like that, I like to see them confess the truth. So that was a good video and that was appropriate for yesterday. But then this morning, sister continued to post. No, it's okay to post yesterday. It's not okay to post today. Because if you post a video today and we go and watch it, it's going to distract us from the Sabbath day. We have to keep the Sabbath day holy. So I have about 3 different shirts, or what I'm wearing here, which, you know, goes down. It goes down, almost to my knees. I have about 3 different garments that I do wear on the Sabbath. So last night, I made sure that they were washed because I'm wearing this today. And then tomorrow being a new moon day, I'm going to wear another one. It's all washed up. I don't wear them when they are not washed. They have to be washed for the Sabbath. And I usually wear them only on the Sabbath. So I wear this only for today, for this Sabbath. Tomorrow I have another one, white, that I'm going to wear tomorrow for the new moon. It's also washed. Then if we have a 2 days new moon, I have another one that I'm going to wear. So when we approach our Heavenly Father, what did he say in Exodus chapter 19? Exodus 19, when he told our ancestors to get ready, that he will meet them on the third day. On that, he told them to wash their clothes and stay away from their wives. So no sex before they went to meet him. That's why you see David, when he did not come for the new moon feast, King Saul thought that David was unclean. That was the reason why he did not go for the feast on the new moon day in 1 Samuel chapter 20. 1 Samuel chapter 20. So that shows you that when a man of Israel, when he is unclean, he does not go to join in the eating of the feast on a holy day. So please stay away from this social media. We should not be going to social media on the Sabbath day. We should not be doing things like we do on a regular day. You should not be picking up your phone, making an appointment, talking to customer services somewhere. That is a no on the Sabbath day. Absolutely not. All of these things should be suspended until the next day. Cannot be planning any business, planning anything on a Sabbath day. Read the book of Jubilees chapter 50. Jubilees chapter 50. Please, my brothers and sisters, I don't even live with you. I don't live with you. Whether you make it to hell or heaven, how is that my business? I'm really from the bottom of my heart sharing this with you because this is so important, because I care. Please, you have to keep the Sabbath holy. You have to, I'm almost begging you. You need to embed into your mind Isaiah 58 verse 13 and 14. Look at what your Heavenly Father is saying there. Don't ever treat the Sabbath day like a regular day. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to do it, then you might as well just go to work and just do whatever you want. Sabbath day is not a regular day. It's not. I had a business with some people some time ago, and they set the appointment on a Sabbath day. When I found out, I told them, no, I can't do it. They thought I was joking. I said, no, I can't do it. And there was a lot of money, some money on the line, but I didn't do it. So, because that appointment was put on a Sabbath day, that particular appointment was set on a Sabbath day, and I didn't want to do it. So, Isaiah 58 verse 13 and 14. Please don't go to social media on a Sabbath day. Don't watch videos. So if you want to watch a video of a biblical teachings from a Hebrew, do not listen to the Gentiles. You are going to be deceived. Listening to a Gentile teach you the scripture is actually going against the will of the Most High, because we were supposed to be teaching them. We're supposed to teach them. So don't listen to a Gentile. So if you're listening to a video that has to do with the law, It has to be dealing with the law. It has to do with the law. So you don't sit there and listen to TD Jakes because he's a Hebrew. No, don't do it. Don't listen to TD Jakes because he's a Hebrew. You only listen to those who are keeping the Sabbath. So in other words, you're simply something that is something that is in the equivalent of something you can get in the house of Yah. So, but to sit around and watch video on YouTube, watch music videos, watch health videos, that is a no. That is a no. I don't want you to waste your time, my brothers and my sisters. I don't want you to waste your time, because if you're seeking your own pleasure, if you're watching all these things on the Sabbath day, you are wasting your time. Your Sabbath will not be accepted. I know right now you would think that, who am I to tell you that? Who am I to tell you that? How do I know? Okay, you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Don't forget Isaiah 58. It's very, very clear. Do not pursue your own pleasure on the Sabbath. Don't do it. Do not do it. So it's only one day. You are not going to die. I can guarantee you, you will not die. And after the Sabbath, Facebook will still be there. Twitter will still be there. WhatsApp will still be there. Don't get on the phone with somebody on the Sabbath day. Don't do it. Whatever that needs to be discussed should be tomorrow. It should be the day after the Sabbath. I got a call from somebody today, and the phone call came in. I thought they had a biblical question. It was on the Coming Kingdom number, because I have two numbers. I have my personal number, then I have the Coming Kingdom number. So I thought that they actually had a biblical question. When I realized they didn't have a biblical question, I was like, okay, I'm about to join the congregation for Sabbath. So I had to end that conversation. So look at what it says. If you don't pursue your own pleasure. So my brothers and sisters, this is very important. This is very important. You have to literally get rid of that. You cannot log on, go on this social media on a Sabbath day. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. You are going to be wasting your time. If you're going to be going to this social media, if you're going to be making phone calls and doing all these things on the Sabbath, then I will actually ask you to don't even worry about keeping the Sabbath. Don't worry about it. Just go about your business on the Sabbath day. If you're going to be going to this social media, because then so you have to ask yourself a question. How are you keeping the Sabbath day holy? Actually, you have to do that. How are you keeping it holy? Because if you're doing everything that you do on a regular day, on the Sabbath, or if you're doing some things you do on a regular day, then what's the point? What is the point? I've given you an example of what I don't do on the Sabbath. I've given you an example. I have my phone that is on airplane mode right now. So it means that if you call, and if you do have a question, we're going to get to the questions as soon as we're done. We're going to get to the question. So if you think about it, like as I said, I have my phone on airplane mode. So you can call me right now on WhatsApp or whatever. You're not going to get me. You will not get me. Now, on that particular phone number, I actually had it. It's like a kind of like a business. I had that number that I'm using for business. But still, if you call me for that particular business right now, I'm not going to answer. So I leave all that till after the Sabbath. So I've given you an example. And the example is, okay, I have a particular cloth, a particular garment I wear on the Sabbath. So I like to wear it on the Sabbath, and I wash it before I wear it. I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example right now of how I keep the Sabbath day holy. Remember what the Most High told us. What did he say? The Most High told us, he said that we should keep the Sabbath day holy. So we are the one that have to keep it holy by basically not doing the things we do on a regular day. So I give you some examples of what I am doing. because my conscience will not allow me to continue to keep the Sabbath the way I used to keep the Sabbath, ignoring Isaiah 58. There's no way I can ignore Isaiah 58. So the way I keep the Sabbath day, I set it apart right now, is that I wear a particular garment, a white garment, on a Sabbath day, and I wash it before the Sabbath. Let me tell you something else that I also do before the Sabbath. I wash myself. So today I woke up early today. I woke up early in the morning and I took shower around dawn. Okay, around dawn. You can do this at night before you go to bed. You can do it in the middle of the night. You can do it. But I woke up, and if you want to use hot water, you can do it before the Sabbath. So I woke up early today and I washed myself. I like to do this before the Sabbath. I usually like to do it before the Sabbath. I woke up early and I took a shower. I washed myself, and that feels good. It feels good after washing myself, and then I put on the wash garment, the wash clothes that I'm wearing. So that is something that I do. I don't want to approach the Most High with dirty body, a dirty body. Oh, another thing also, I make sure that my environment is clean. I make sure that my environment, so your environment will be your living room, your bedroom. Make sure that the house is clean before the Sabbath. Clean things out. What I mean by clean doesn't mean that you should, have like a massive, giant cleaning. I'm talking about trash, taking, things that doesn't belong there, like trash and stuff hanging around. Just clean up the house. It wouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to put things in order. So basically have that house ready like somebody is going to come to it. Have it ready like somebody is going to come to your house. That's how you should have it, like you have a visitor coming. So, and also because don't say that because you're not going anywhere, because you are at home, it doesn't matter how you dress. It does matter how you dress. It matters a lot how you dress. As a matter of fact, this morning, as I was about to put on my clothes, what I was wearing inside, like the what I was wearing, the shorts that I was wearing, or I'm wearing right now, I wanted to wear the shorts. I wanted to wear had some. It has some tears. It was like it was teared in some area, and I was thinking about it. Should I wear this? This is this has some, it's kind of old. It's clean. It was washed last night. But can I really wear this right now? Even though, you actually are not going to be able to see that it's old. But I was still thinking, because I'm mindful. I am mindful of how I'm going to approach my Heavenly Father, because we know how he dressed, what he wears, and how our ancestors used to dress, So these are things that I do get ready for Sabbath. I do get ready, by the things I wear. So you don't just wake up on the Sabbath morning. You cannot wake up on the morning of the Sabbath and roll over and just begin to worship. Don't do that. I also brushed my teeth this morning. So I really want to be clean as I approach the Most High. You can go to Exodus chapter 19 to see for yourself. Exodus 19 is very clear. The Most High was very clear. He told our ancestors to wash themselves. Or to wash their garment, to wash their clothes, and no sex with their wives, and they should wash their clothes before they approach. Then the Most High told us to clean our camp, to clean up our camps, because he is going to be walking around and he doesn't want to see any dirty things around the camp like that. He wants us to be clean, because we are a holy people. We are a set apart people. We are different. That's why the Most High gave us certain law to set us apart. There are some laws that he gave us that really sets us apart from other nations. So these things are very, very important, my brothers and sisters. You have to be able to Sabbath day should be such a Sabbath day should be such a different day for you. It must be different. You cannot be doing exactly what you do on a regular day. You cannot. I'm saying this, but at the same time, I'm pleading with you because I know how important this is. And it's really, I have to share this with you. I have to. Like our sister who was posting the video this morning. I saw the video, but you know what? I didn't really, I saw the video that she was posting, but the thing is that I know that she doesn't know. I know that she does not know, so I can't be mad at her because she's still learning. She is still learning. So this is such a serious situation, my brothers and sisters. I really, really wish that you will look into this. I really wish that you will really consider how you keep the Sabbath. I think the biggest problem we have right now is the phone. These social media. Please take a time off on this social media on the Sabbath. Just take a time off. Just one day. Take a time off. I am not very active. I'm not active on Facebook. But I may be going back very soon on Facebook, and because it's a good way to reach people around the world and share information about the law and the Sabbath. If I do go back on Facebook on the Sabbath day, I will post up something that will say, my profile is closed today for the Sabbath. I'll post something like that my profile is closed today for the Sabbath. We'll be back tomorrow. So don't post nothing. Don't read what was sent to you. Don't participate in any of that. Just for one day. Just for one day, my brothers and sisters. I am scared. I am afraid of breaking the Sabbath. And I will tell you why I'm afraid of breaking the Sabbath. You don't realize the kind of God we're dealing with. I don't think you realize who we're dealing with here. Do you know that I'm scared that the thought of Yah forcing me to keep the Sabbath, did you know that Yah can make me to have an accident and be bound on the wheelchair? Then now I will have to keep the Sabbath 7 days a week. The Most High God can make somebody to have an accident and be bound on the wheelchair. So all of a sudden, whether they like it or not, they must keep the Sabbath. Look at the world right now. Look at the heathens. Didn't they shut down their schools? Did they shut down their jobs? Please do not tempt the Most High. Don't tempt our Heavenly Father. Do not tempt Him. It's only one day. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. Just one day. One day. Just one day. No social media. No phone calls. Use that time to pray. Use it to pray. Just one day. That's it. One day in a week. It's not that much. Not that much. New Moon Day is different a little bit. Sabbath is strict. New Moon Day is a little bit loose. You can cook on the New Moon Day. You can lay back and relax. Sabbath is the no. I don't know why I am pleading with you. Normally, I would say you can go do whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do it, go whatever you want to do. I don't know why I have to be pushing you. It shouldn't be so hot in my mind. I don't know why. Because I don't want to argue with anybody who doesn't want to keep the law. I don't want to negotiate or argue. If you don't want to keep it, go do whatever you want to do. If you keep the law, you're keeping it for your own good. If you break the law, you're doing yourself. Paul says in Philippians 2:12, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Hey, I am busy trying to work out my own salvation. So I don't have any time to waste with anybody who is not serious. But for some reason, that particular spirit is being suppressed right now. That I don't care spirit is being suppressed. And I find myself pleading with you to stay away from this social media. You have to keep the Sabbath holy. There was a time I wasn't. I would take a day off. I don't work on the Sabbath at that time. But then I spend most of the time watching movies. Watching worldly movies. I'm telling you. There was one TV show that was popular at that time. Or before that time. I bought the DVDs and I watched it, and I watched it mainly on the Sabbath. But how can I ignore Isaiah 58, verse 13 and 14? So I deliberately, I intentionally try not to seek the pleasures that I really want on the Sabbath. I deliberately try to stay away from pleasure. Deliberately. Try to stay away from pleasurable things on the Sabbath. I work really hard. I try to make sure that I don't become unclean on the Sabbath. I was only unclean once. Well, there was one time I wasn't able to join you guys because I was unclean. One time. So I had to make an effort to keep myself clean before the Sabbath. Not just physically also. Like showering before the Sabbath in the Sabbath morning, getting ready for Sabbath. You have to get up in the morning, take a shower, brush your teeth, clean your house before you do these things. Clean your bed, make your bed. Clean out the trash in the house. If there's some trash in the kitchen, gather those trash, clean the house. You don't have to do these things on a regular day. You can do it whenever you want on a regular day. But on a Sabbath day, that house has to be cleaned. Even if you are the only one in the house by yourself, wake up before the Sabbath or the night before the Sabbath, because actually you shouldn't be doing work that kind of work. We shouldn't be working on the Sabbath and at home. So do it the night before. Wake up, make your bed, brush your teeth, take a bath. You have to take a bath before the Sabbath. You cannot come and pray to the Most High with that kind of dirty body. It's important to take shower on the morning of the Sabbath. Take a bath, brush your teeth, put on your nice clothes, fresh washed clothes on your body. Put that phone on airplane mode. Turn off that social media. It's only 24 hours. It's not that much. And I guarantee you, Yah's willing, if you wake up the next morning, Facebook will still be there. Twitter will still be there. They're not going anywhere. Not yet. This is not. This can actually be fun. Can be good because it makes more sense. You can actually enjoy this. I think you will enjoy this. It puts more meaning to what you're doing. You put a lot more meaning to it. So if this is so important about your phone, look at what it says in Isaiah 58 verse 13. I read it from King James, and then the other translation. Let me read it from New Living Translation. It says, New Living Translation, Isaiah 58, verse 13 and 14. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Don't pursue your own interest on that day, but enjoy the Sabbath. Speak of it with delight as Yahweh's holy day. Honor the Sabbath in everything you do on that day. And don't follow your own desire or talk idly. You come back to King James. It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy day of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thy own words. That's why that phone has to be off. This is actually a phone. It's a tablet and a phone. You can call it 100 million times right now, it will not ring. It's not going to ring. So you can leave a message and I will answer you tomorrow. It's just one day. It's just one day. Just one day. I don't want to be in a situation where the Most High may make me to have an accident and then get stuck in a hospital bed 7 days a week, and then I'll have to keep the Sabbath 7 days a week. Because if you get stuck in a hospital bed, or if you get stuck in a wheelchair, you're not going to go to work. You're not going to go to school. You're not going to go to the store. You will observe the Sabbath 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day you observe the Sabbath. Oh, my brothers and sisters, this is very serious. So this right here that talks about speaking your own words, that's why I don't like to talk on the phone on the Sabbath. That's why I don't like to talk on the phone. I don't like to do it. Let's talk about it tomorrow. There was a phone call I was supposed to make last night. I was supposed to make a payment. I was supposed to do that with my phone. Then I was supposed to talk to I was supposed to do that, but then I didn't do it, and then it became dawn. The day began. I said, okay, you know what? I'll just call the person after the Sabbath. After the Sabbath, then I can call them. But I can't call them today. I am scared. Maybe I'm a coward. Maybe I'm a coward. I'm afraid because I know what the Most High can do. I will not be able to pick up a phone right now and call somebody and talk about something that has nothing to do with the law. I can't do it. I'm scared. So it could be because I'm a coward and you're not. Maybe. I'm just scared because I know what the Most High have done in the past. And I know what he can do right now. And that's what scares me. So I know that it won't be long. Tomorrow will be here. And tomorrow, I watch different kinds of videos on YouTube. Tomorrow is not too far from now. I will go back and watch on a regular day. Watch whatever I used to watch. Funny videos, animal videos in the wild, different kind of videos about animals, lions and hyenas and stuff like that. Funny dogs or funny whatever, that I can do it 10 hours in a regular day. It doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't care that much. But on a Sabbath day, I cannot do it. I cannot. If I do those things, then it's no longer a Sabbath. I was rushing this morning to upload a video. Earlier before this morning. I was trying to do it before dawn because I don't want to upload it on a Sabbath day. I'm not getting any paid. I'm not being paid to do it. It's not like, but it's free. So it's not like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to do it on the Sabbath because you're making money. I don't make any money from my YouTube channel. I do not make any money. It's not monetized. That's why you don't see ads. They don't show you ads because the channel is not monetized. And I think because it's not monetized, they may not even have interest to promote my channel. But if I monetize it and they put advertisement on my videos, then they may have interest to publicize it and show it to more people. So even though I'm not making any money uploading that video, I still don't want to do it on the Sabbath. I don't want to do it. I want to do it before the Sabbath. Before the Sabbath. So that on the Sabbath day, I will keep the Sabbath day holy. What's the other word for holy? Set apart. So the Sabbath day is that day that I set apart for my worship. And also I do have special food that I eat on the Sabbath. I usually eat meat on the Sabbath. Not every Sabbath. The last Sabbath of the month, usually, I eat meat. Okay? So I have special garments that I wear on the Sabbath. I make sure that I shower, brush my teeth, make sure my environment is as clean, and make sure the phone is off or at least on airplane mode. Because sometimes you have a Bible app. Sometimes you have Bible app that you use. So, like on this thing right here, I do have a Bible app. This one is audio, and this one is regular Bible. So if I want to use it, then I'll just put the phone on airplane mode. So in that way, phone call cannot come in. So if you're calling me right now, phone call cannot come in. But I'm able to go in and read the Bible on the phone. So learn how to turn on the airplane mode of your phone. So maybe after our meeting, because if you have to use Skype, then you have to use Skype, you have to turn on the airplane mode. You have to turn it off. So I leave this on so I can use if I have to use the Bible apps, I'll be able to use the Bible apps. That's why I leave it on. If I want to listen to audio Bible, then I can listen to audio Bible. That's why I leave it on. But the airplane mode is on right now. So phone call will not ring. So I plead with you, my brothers and sisters, and whoever is going to be listening to this, do not just observe the Sabbath day like any other day. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't watch videos on YouTube. If you're going to watch something on YouTube, let it be about the law, or maybe some worship song that you like, a worship song to worship Yah, or something that has to do with it, has to be teaching of the law, something like that. But to go on YouTube and watch random videos about health, about all that, no. On Sabbath day, it becomes nonsense. It makes no sense to watch something like that on the Sabbath. It's irrelevant because there's time for everything. As we see in the book of Ecclesiastics, there is time for everything. There's time for everything. Time to worship, time to walk, time to sleep, time to eat. And the Most High wants us to have the time for Sabbath. On that day, everything gets shut down. You worship, you get up in the morning, you shower, you clean yourself, clean your house, clean yourself. You go and worship, you come back, you eat your food. That's what you do on the Sabbath. You rest on that day. No work for that day. No work on the Sabbath. Absolutely no work. But it's not just no work, like you're finding out now. Please, I really wish you can memorize Isaiah 58, verse 13 and 14, and keep it in mind. No social media. No social media. Don't do it. Don't even respond to messages. Don't post anything. Don't post even Sabbath related stuff. Even things that has to do with the Sabbath. Don't do it. Because we are supposed to keep that day apart. Supposed to set it apart. Don't do it, my brothers and sisters. So that's all I'm going to show you. That's all we're going to do right now. Like as I said, I wanted to keep this very simple. I wanted to keep it very simple and focus on something that you may not know. So you know that we're not supposed to buy on the Sabbath. You know that. No buying, no selling. No buying or selling. You know that. I don't need to tell you that. You know that no cooking on the Sabbath. No cooking. You know that. Oh yeah. One of our sisters asked me a question about boiling something on the Sabbath. I think I will leave that question and then I can answer it separately. But all I can say is just prepare what you need to prepare before the Sabbath. Just prepare everything. You can eat hot food on the Sabbath if you want, but you have to prepare for it. I suggest you buy a cooler. Buy yourself some cooler so you can cook your food before the Sabbath and put it in a cooler. You can still eat hot food if you prepare it before the Sabbath and put it in a place that will keep it warm for you. No cooking on the Sabbath, no buying, no selling. But why not? Why not do this, my brothers and my sisters? Why not just turn the phone off? And maybe if you meet for worship, after worship, why not turn the phone off? Why not just take a break from the social media and just go into prayer? Go into prayer. Reflect, pray. Go into the book of the law. Read the book of the law. Then the next day, after the Sabbath, you can go back and watch the videos that you watch. You can go back and do the things that you do. Let the Sabbath day be a day to refresh your spiritual life. Let it be a day that you spend, because on a regular day, I pray in the morning. I try to pray in the morning at dawn. I try to pray in the afternoon. And I try to pray in the evening. But Sabbath day should be a day that you should pray more. Pray more. Put the phone aside after you meet for worship. Pray more. Study the scriptures. So let everything that you do on that day be about the Sabbath. The only reason why I'm here with you right now is because of the Sabbath. So please, set it aside. Set it aside. Set it aside. You are the only one that can do this, and the Most High is watching right now to see if you're going to do it or not. We have to do this. We have to. So all praises to our Heavenly Father. I thank the Most High for His love and His kindness, His mercy, His protection, and His guidance towards us, for opening our eyes to understand these things. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful for everything the Most High have done for us. No social media on the Sabbath day. Don't do it. Even for the sake of posting some good things, posting about the Sabbath, posting about the new moon day. Don't do it. Remember, we're told to set it apart. Set it apart. Whatever you want to do for Yah, do it the day before the Sabbath. So there's no excuse that, oh, I'm doing it for the Most High. I'm going to go on Facebook on the Sabbath and share videos or share articles or share this or share that about the moon. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Don't log in at all. Don't do it. Please, my brothers and sisters, because the Most High is going to hold you accountable based on Isaiah chapter 58 verse 13 and 14. Isaiah 58 13 and 14. So all praises to our Heavenly Father for his love and his kindness. As always, if you happen to be listening to this and you have a question relating to this, something that I may not have addressed, if you have a question that I did not address, you can always call and ask, and I would definitely try and get back to you for those that do have questions relating to the Sabbath. And for you, my brothers and sisters who are here right now, if you have any question about this, you will get an opportunity to ask. But for now, please, no more social media, no more watching those videos, cat videos, music videos, and none of that on Sabbath day. Health videos, just suspend all of that. On the Sabbath, you have to begin to increase the number of the things that you do on the Sabbath. You need to increase the number of things that you do on the Sabbath that sets it apart. So don't your everyday should not be the same. Absolutely not. So all praises to our Heavenly Father. I thank the Most High for his love and his kindness, his mercy, his protection, and his guidance, for opening our eyes to understand this. Like as I said, for those that do have questions, can always call and ask if they want to. We don't fast on the Sabbath. No fasting on the Sabbath. And the reason why I also mentioned what I wanted to also remind you, some of you might know this and some of you may not. They actually do observe the Sabbath in heaven. The Most High observed the Sabbath in heaven. Okay? The Most High was observing the Sabbath before he created this world. And he was already observing the Sabbath. Or they, our Heavenly Father and his people, the ones that he created before us, they were already observing the Sabbath in heaven. So if you look at the book of Jubilees, you will see that these feast days and the Sabbath day, these holy days are being observed in heaven. And according to Isaiah chapter 66, Isaiah 66 verse 22 to 24, you see that in the kingdom of heaven, the Sabbath is going to be observed. So on a Sabbath day, you might be wondering, brother, why are you saying that we should clean our house? What's the point of cleaning my house on the Sabbath? What is the point of me washing my body and taking a bath and washing my body on the Sabbath morning? What is the point of me brushing my teeth? What is the point of me wearing clean clothes? Because the Sabbath is being observed in heaven. The Most High is the one that chooses these Sabbath days. If you use the lunar calendar, we are not the one that choose when the Sabbath will be. The Most High does, and they also observe these feast days in heaven. So we are joining them in heaven in spirit, spiritually. We're showing that we are ready. Father, I am ready. I've washed my clothes, as you said in the book of Exodus chapter 19. I've washed my clothes. I'm not approaching you with a dirty cloth. I clean my house. If you live with your family or you live with people, clean your room. Your room is your space. On the Sabbath day, if they want to go and cook pork, let them go and cook pork. Stay in your room and lock your door. That is your space. So the reason why we prepare for this, even though you may not have anybody to worship with, even though you worship by yourself, even though you are by yourself in your house, you are still supposed to do all this. Wash your clothes, wash your mouth, wash your body, clean your house, get off this social media. The reason why you do this is because it's being done in heaven. They are observing Sabbath in heaven. And then you join them in the spirit when you pray. You participate. How can you participate when you're on YouTube watching some funny video or some movie on a Sabbath day? When you're on Twitter or Facebook, tweeting and Facebooking? No. We leave all that alone. After Sabbath, we can go back to that. But on this holy day, we try to stay in the law, stay within the law, prepare for Sabbath. That's why you prepare your food, prepare yourself. Preparation day. Get all these things ready so that when the Sabbath begins, you relax and you're clean spiritually, physically. Then you observe the Sabbath. Very important. You don't want to, we have to be prepared. You don't want to do it with, not being clean or being online on your computer, doing something, playing game or something. We're not supposed to do that. That's why we prepare ourselves, because they also do this in heaven. They observe these feast days and these Sabbath days in heaven. So even if you are by yourself, even if you have nobody to worship with, you still have to prepare, clean your house, prepare your food. No fasting on the Sabbath, no fasting. Prepare your food, prepare, whatever you can prepare. Wash yourself, wash your clothes, stay off the social media. Even if you're by yourself, you still have to do it. So all praises to our Heavenly Father.